Alright, I'm gonna work on inking this Scarlet Huntress sketch cover commission. See if I can get on camera there. I'm gonna share the stream here in a couple spots. I'll share this real quick and then I'll get to work on it here. If anybody's got questions, feel free to throw it in the comment thing as I'm working on this. I'll share some of whatever I'm working on here, tips, techniques, what have you. Alright, I shared this to a couple spots. See if the chat pops up here for me. Looks like it's up and running. Alright. Start off cleaning this up with a kneaded eraser here. So those that might not be familiar, this is our creator-owned character here. This is issue we released a couple years back. Had some sketch covers, had somebody commission one here from C2E2, so I'm playing catch up with some of those commissions. I've got some brand new Scarlet Huntress sketch covers from the newest book that we just put out. We just shipped out 77 packages this morning. Hey Joe, how's it going? Thanks for coming to watch again while we're dealing with quarantine, lockdown, whatever you want to call it. Don't know about everybody else, but Ohio was put into the shelter in place, or will be put into shelter in place. It starts tonight at 11:59. So I have a feeling you'll be seeing a whole lot more live streams from everybody in the area. So I'm starting off with a 0.1 Copic multi-liner here. Gonna start inking on the face. So as I said, we shipped out another stack of packages this morning for the most recent Kickstarter we did for Scarlet Huntress. Got all but a small handful of packages out. We're waiting on a couple of books to show up that receive tracking information. The books that we're waiting on should be here tomorrow, and then get those last handful of last handful of Kickstarter rewards out and in the mail. Joe, yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're exempt, so you get the luxury of going out and traveling and doing the grind there. I'm assuming the roads are like all but empty already. I can't imagine what it'll be like tomorrow. Switch pens here. Go for a 0.05, a little bit smaller to hit some of these details I did on the face. Jeremy, what's going on? Jeremy, are you an essential employee, or You off work until April 6th, like most of the rest of the state. Something really cool for Jeremy and the other Mail Me fans out there. This is from the Kickstarter book from a few years back, and Mail Me was awesome enough to provide an ad for the new books. So check them out, Mail Me Studios. Pick up some masks, some custom-made toys. They're making some awesome killer Masters of the Universe customs right now. Doing some really cool, I guess, translucent battle cats, I guess is the best way to describe that. Jeremy, feel free to throw a link in there so everybody can find you. Joe, I bet you're enjoying no traffic during the day. Drive around Columbus and not have to deal with anybody. It'd be awesome. Hal, thank you. Thanks for coming to watch and watch me ink another sketch cover here. Anybody else that might be joining in, feel free to throw stuff in the comments there, ask questions, whatnot. Anybody that might be joining in and not familiar with this again, this is our create your own character here. Joe, I was using a kneaded eraser, so it's a piece of rubber that's malleable. So it's almost like a piece of chewing gum. So you kind of clean it in a sense by pulling it apart, putting it back together, and then I use it to just kind of get rid of a lot of the loose stuff from the underdrawing, the original sketch. Helps clean up stuff. Doesn't completely take away the lines, so it lightens them up so I can go through and ink over it, and they don't show up as much once it's inked. That way the pencil won't later on blend into the marker and cause a weird, like, muddy look and whatnot. So I'm using a zebra brush pen here. Gives me a little bit of a play in the thick to thin lines. Get that on camera there. Friend showed me these here recently, and I've gotten keyed in on it, and I enjoy using them. They work great for these small sketches. Allow a little bit more play with the line than the multi-liners do. I can change how thick or thin the line is basically by how much pressure I'm putting on the pen. We are under an emergency alert test. Alright, so I got the hair and the face ink there. Started a little bit of the cloak. Switch over here to a 0.3 Copic multi-liner. Go and do a couple other pieces here. So what I usually do with these sketch covers is a lot of the black fills I will save kind of towards the end. Go back in and hit them with a couple of different pens. Well, the pens I'm using are stuff I've just gotten used to using over the years, and I find that they work pretty well with the Copic markers. They don't tend to bleed into the marker too much. So it's just a little bit of a trial and error with trying to figure out what pens to use. Alright, going through, adding some hatching here. throw it out there again. If anybody's got questions or whatnot while I'm working on this, feel free to throw them in the comments. If you just wanna chat about craziness going on, throw those in the comments. William, how's it going? Hope you're doing well in the quarantine. So I'm gonna switch back to the brush pen here. Yeah, it's definitely crazy, man. I don't know where you're at, if you're in the shelter-in-place thing, but we're supposed to go into that starting tonight. It's interesting times, man. And the dog saw something outside. Apparently he's not happy with somebody outside. Joe, yep, I'm gonna color this one too when it's inked here. Gonna try to do some streaming of once I start coloring these guys. I'm trying to get them all inked first. That way I can kind of focus on one aspect and then move on to the next. That way I'm not changing gears too much. I've got, I think, 6 or 7 of these guys to play catch up with from C2E2, so trying to get those done first. Plus, I've got a couple other ones I've had on my list for a little bit that I'm working my way through. So since everybody's stuck at home, I figured I'd try to share my process as much as possible. Hopefully entertain some folks while I'm working on these. Maybe a little bit of education as well. Alright. Almost done with the arm here. And the dog's going crazy again because there's a kid with a basketball outside. And here he comes. He doesn't like the noise of the basketball. Don't have too much more to go on this one. Don't know who all's watching, how many's watching, but again, anybody's got any questions or anything, feel free to throw them out there. I'm gonna work on finishing up the arm, the sword, and then fill some black areas and call it for this one, for now anyway. This one will be in color eventually. I will post the inks. I'll post a photo of the inks once I get it finished up. Yeah, it is kind of calming, and it's very it's therapeutic in a way, I guess. I don't know. It's for me, it's a very meticulous little aspect of doing this. So it's very I don't know. Takes some concentration. So I definitely dive into it and kind of just let the pen do the work almost. Randy, hey, thanks. That's a good way to look at it. Instead of happy little trees, it's swords. Exactly. It's it's the comic book equivalent of happy trees is blood-covered swords. Alright, so I got that part handled. So I'll try to get as much on camera here as I can get to fit. So I've done all the line work, so now I'm going to go back in and do the black fills. So Gonna start with using the Copic Gas Infused, the brush pen here. Usually use this. There's a Micron pen I like using, and then the Faber-Castell big brush. These I found all work really well with Copic markers. They don't tend to bleed into it, so these are kind of my go-to tools for working on these. Alright, looks like I'm on the last little fill here, so I'm gonna get this wrapped up, and I'm gonna call it for this stream. But again, anybody's got any questions, throw them in the little comment thing. I'm gonna keep trying to work on commissions on here as much as I can. Hopefully, provide some sort of entertainment, relief, whatever the word is I'm looking for here. Give everybody something to take their mind off of everything. Do I get deals on materials, like special deals or coupons? Every once in a while. I go through a few different places online. We've got Blick here in Columbus. I usually go to them for a lot of stuff if I can. I'll use like some of the stuff I can find at Michael's, so I like taking advantage of that coupon they put in their app and on the weekly flyers. Also use a couple of online places like Carpe Diem markers, and they have sales every once in a while. So yeah, places occasionally offer up specials and discounts, coupons. Try to take advantage of that when I can. It's like I kind of like stock up on supplies because I like having a bunch of stuff on hand, especially with like the pens. They run out quick. Or get kind of stocking up before convention season. So yeah, I try to have a handful of things on kind of in my convention stuff and here at home in the studio. Makes life a little bit easier when I'm doing all this stuff, so I don't have to constantly run out and grab stuff and or worry about being out of something. But yeah, if you're looking to get art supplies, those would be the places I'd recommend. Would be Blick. If they don't carry it in store, they've got a huge selection of stuff online. Their prices are usually pretty decent. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, both of them you can use those weekly coupons and whatnot. Hobby Lobby does these awesome sales that they don't really advertise. So thankfully there's a couple of places on Facebook where people will share when they do these sales, and they literally like clearance out all their art supplies. We went last year and I got pens, paper, all this stuff, and they had it like marked down ridiculously cheap. So I stocked up. I got like a handful of new sketch pads that I was usually paying like close to $20. I got them for like $5. Things like that. So keep an eye on that. And then like Carpe Diem markers, and Marker Universe. They usually have some pretty good deals. Usually, again, if I see like a really good sale, I'll stock up on stuff. But every once in a while, it's just, order a handful of things here and there, and utilize the discounts whenever they're made available. But I'm going to jump off here because I hear a dog barking outside, which means mine's probably going to go crazy in a few minutes. But I appreciate, again, everybody that's taking the time to watch me chat and do all that. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys giving some support and coming and entertaining me while I'm trying to entertain everybody. Again, I'll do some more of these later. Thanks for stopping by. I will catch you on the next time.